Before you watch this video, there are two things you need to know. Number one, these videos were recorded in advance just to ensure that they all got edited and uploaded on time. So, any changes made in the couple weeks before the season starts, those will be addressed in the first episode of WNBA Weekly. And the most important thing you need to know about this video is that I am not a member of the press. I am not in any way associated with the WNBA or any of their sponsors or affiliates. I'm just a guy who loves watching the sport and decided to make some videos where I give my opinions on the things that I see. Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I am your host Nathan Lyle, and these are the 2018 WNBA preseason power rankings. And we're on to the top 5, and I'll go ahead and say it now. From this point on, every team that I mention, I'm guaranteeing you that one of their players is going to be an MVP candidate. I guarantee you they are going to finish the year above 500. I guarantee you all of these teams are making the playoffs. At number 5, I have chosen the Phoenix Suns, and when you talk about them, you cannot ignore Brittany Griner. And I'm just going to say this for the record. If the Phoenix Mercury do not make the playoffs, it's because Brittany Griner ended up on injured reserve before the season even started. Brittany last year might have won MVP if she hadn't ended up getting injured and missing about a month of time. She's really come into her own. She came into the league known for her defense, but she really started shining offensively with the entire team running through her. And now they've surrounded her with more talent. They've lost a few of their people, like Danielle Robinson got traded away. They got rid of Kelsey, Cayla George, Shay Murphy, both gone. Monique leaves in free agency. But they brought in some talent they re-signed Camille Lyttle, they signed a veteran in Sancho Lyttle. Oh, by the way, Dewanna's back. She took last season off because of a pregnancy. She now returns to this roster. And then you had the big trade bringing Briann January over, which in my opinion might be the biggest offseason move. She's a solid veteran defender. She's been in the league 9 years, 6-time all-defensive team. And one of those years, last year, she was injured and didn't play. So technically 6 out of 8. So this is a team 1 through 5, defenders at every position. Dewanna is a 3-time 6th Woman of the Year. Don't know if she's going to go back to that role or stay in the starting position. Either way, I feel like this entire offense is still pretty much going to run through Griner most of the time. There are very few players in this league that can actually shut Griner down one-on-one. Now, there are Sylvia Fowles and Liz Cambays might be two of the only ones, and Jonquel Jones, that can actually physically just match up with her size and strength. Don't get me wrong, there are defenders in this league like a Tina Charles or a Candace Parker. Yes, technically, you're good enough to shut her down, but if she gets post positioning on you, you can't really reach up that high to try and block her. So she can be hitting a lot of those hook shots on you. I've said this about a lot of players. You cannot teach size. So just because of how tall she is and her athletic ability alone, even if she wasn't that skilled of a player, she still has an advantage over the majority of defenders. But now she's been in this league a few years and she's had a chance to develop that skill and her intelligence. Her IQ has gone way up every year that she's been in this league. And don't forget, she did have that one game with 10 blocks. So Griner more than capable of getting some triple doubles. They're led by a great head coach who preaches defense. They've got a lot of players on the roster who are known as tremendous individual defenders. So I have a feeling that their team defense, they're probably going to finish top 3 overall, if not number 1. Health and chemistry are a big concern, but for me personally, I feel like the biggest thing about this team is being able to move forward. Because I personally, as much as I respect Diana Taurasi, she's nearly 40. She should not be the best playmaker on your team. She's capable of scoring 30 points in a game, but if she has to score 30 points every single game for you to have a chance of winning, they're going to be losing a lot. If Griner has to score 30 points a game, you might be able to handle that. But honestly, I feel like there should be a lot more balance from top to bottom than there was last year. I personally would like it if Taurasi was the third or fourth leading scorer on this team. Of course, you're probably going to have Griner number one, and Bono could probably be second. I feel like Taurasi in January should be able to fulfill more of the role of facilitators, drive to the paint and dish out, or just hit some outside shots when the paint is clogged with those bigs and people start closing in on them. Don't get me wrong, playoff time comes, Diana's going to be the one hitting that clutch shot. If you're down by 2 with only 3 seconds to inbound, guess who's getting that ball? It's going to be Taurasi. Well, that's it for this video. Tune in tomorrow where I start revealing my top 4, the teams that are going to be fighting each other off trying to get that number 1 seed. And until then, this has been The Fan Perspective. I'm your host, Nathan Lyttle. Have a great day. Thanks for watching this video. This has honestly been the hardest power rankings I've ever had to do, and I always get 2 or 3 of these wrong anyways every single year. So if you disagree with anything I've said in this video, feel free to leave a comment telling me everything I said wrong and why.